Okay, so I put down a couple warbands that I had actually made. This is an Inquisitor with 3 Sisters of Battle and a Psyker. The Inquisitor is also a Psyker. And then we've got this group of Ordo Xenos Inquisitor. This is our Interrogator Inquisitor right there. Another Sister of Battle from the same sisterhood. So we also have a Psyker to accompany him. This Inquisitor is not a Psyker. And then we have a Eldar with psychic powers. So we're Xenos Radical, and that allows us to take one alien as an acolyte. And then we have a Sniper with a long las up here. So this is, not an actual warband. I just put them out because I thought they could, you could make a cool warband with them. Okay, so this was the first Inquisition warband I made. It's Ordo Xenos, and they're radical. So I had this guy. I was like, we gotta get that shield. So he's got power armor. He's our leader, our interrogator, obviously. Power sword. He's got the shield that they can have, combat shield. He has a shuriken pistol because he's Ordo Xenos. He can take, Xenos stuff, obviously, exotic stuff. He's also got power armor, obviously, and he has the MIU, which makes it so you don't take the initiative penalty from power armor, and you can also control constructs and stuff, I believe. So that's our Inquisitor. We have a acolyte right here, one of our 2. So she's a Sister of Battle, obviously. She's got a chainsword and a hand flamer. I know that's a plasma pistol on her, but I'm playing it as a hand flamer until I can get enough money for a plasma pistol. She has the Juggernaut special rule or skill. That's from her 1 free skill advance. And she also has power armor and the MIU to negate the power armor initiative penalty. So we have Sage Varian next. He's our guy right here. I know they don't do half Eldar in the lore anymore, but he was elfy looking. I'm just saying he's a half Eldar, Sage, whatever. It's my game. I can do whatever I want. So he's a staff, a shuriken pistol, and he's psychic, so he can call a tempest. That's a cool one. He chooses a piece of terrain within 12 inches, maybe 24 inches of him, and anyone within an inch of that becomes pinned or knocked out of Overwatch, and knocked out of Overwatch. So that's a cool one. He also has Tragic Suggestion, can make people jump off something if they're near an edge, and Cast Glow, which can negate the dark conditions when you're rolling for treacherous conditions. So that's cool. And we have our second acolyte, who is an Eldar, full-blooded Eldar, and so he's our second acolyte. We're Ordo Xenos and allowed to take 1 alien as an acolyte, or one of our acolytes can be a Xenos. So he is an agonizer. He also has a sword and a throwing knife, no pistol on him. He's psychic, so he's got psychic shove, trigger spasm. He can make someone shoot. So psychic shove is pretty cool too. You can push people around or pull them towards dangerous stuff, or throw people around pretty much. Trigger spasm lets you make someone, an enemy, possibly shoot one of their friends. Tragic Suggestion, that's the same thing. Make people maybe jump off ledges. And then he has Acute Senses, which I believe was what he... Oh no, that's just his... Acute Senses, I think, is just an Eldar rule. And I think I've forgotten to give him a skill advance. Oh no, he got a ballistic skill advance, so he's pretty good at throwing that throwing knife he's got. He has light armor and hollow field, so that's that. And this is our last guy. What is he? He is a disciple, our heavy. So he's just a guy with a long las, pretty much. That's all he's got. The long las is really nice, 32-inch long range, 16-inch short range, so you can outrange people, and it's pretty good. It's nice. I've been enjoying it. He's got the mesh armor, 5+ save, and he's also got God, I can never say cameo line to take when he's in cover. It gives him a bonus, or the enemy takes an additional penalty to hit him. So, or yeah, if he's even in light, it's if he's in light cover, it's considered hard cover. So that's the rule. And that's this warband. So that's the first one I made, Order Xenos Radical, and I'll show you the next one. All right, and our second warband here, we got our interrogator. We'll start with her. She's pretty tall compared to some of these other ladies. So she's a psyker. All I gave her was a force sword and power armor. She doesn't have an MIU yet. I gave everyone power armor except for this lady here, so a little short on cash. So no one got an MIU, but power armor's still good. And anyways, force sword. So she is highly psychic. I think she got 6 psychic powers from the power well. She rolled the power well, which gives you like D3 extra psychic powers or something like that. So we'll just start going down. Fearful aura. She can pretty much makes herself cause fear for a turn. That's really good for not getting charged. To go along with not getting charged, she's got the groundswell ability. So any model that charges her has to take an initiative test, or if they fail, I think they become pinned or have to stop. They can't charge her. So she's pretty hard to charge. She can cause fear, or just stop you with the groundswell. Walk through walls. She can walk through cover that, or any thing 1 inch thick or less. She can just walk right through. So that's pretty. You should get inside buildings, do whatever you want. It's pretty wild power. I should have said this earlier, but to go along with being a badass in combat, she has the doppelganger. So if she is charged by someone that somehow they get through her groundswell and she didn't, scare them off with her fearful aura, doppelganger lets her leave combat without anyone taking no chance to hit her, pretty much. Otherwise, she'd have to take an initiative roll or maybe take a hit as she leaves combat. But doppelganger, she just walks right out. So she also has hammer hand. Pretty much doubles her strength of whatever strength she's hitting at. Double the strength. Some other stuff. It pretty -3 armor save. It's very deadly. So she's a close combat beast for sure. And the last thing, she has boil blood, which is nice. It's up to 12-inch range. As you get closer, it gets easier to get off, to cast on people. And it pretty much just causes an instant wound with no saves allowed. So very powerful psyker. She took out the previous Inquisitor, the Order Xenos, got taken out by her when in the game I played most recently. So that was a fun game. Anyways, we'll go on to the next character. We have our disciple right here. So pretty much like our heavy character. She has pretty much a storm bolter. If you can't see, got the double barrel there. Very nice. So she had access to special weapons. I took the storm bolter. She also, disciples get the weaponsmith ability, so she's a weaponsmith. She also has power armor, obviously, and that's pretty much her. That's just as she is. We have 2 acolytes, which are pretty much the same. We've got 2 other sisters of battle, each with a bolter and power armor. One of them has the step aside ability that they gain from being an acolyte. The other one has the gunfighter ability, so maybe she'll be able to use that later if we buy some pistols for her. And the final character is a second psyker right here. She's a sage also, just like our previous warband had a sage. So no armor or anything. She does have a hell pistol though, which is pretty strong. Yeah, good weapon. And so she got healing hands, cellular control, and hallucinate. And both of these psychers in this warband rolled what was it? Oh man, cursed luck, which is, you know, a so-so psychic power in this. And so we used I forgot to mention, we're Order Hereticus Radical, and their special ability is you get to re-roll for your psychers. You can re-roll 1 or more, no, sorry, just 1 psychic power that you don't like, but you have to take the second result. So we re-rolled for the cursed luck and got something really weird. It was something. Oh, let me look it up real fast. Okay. So for her, yeah, she re-rolled the cursed luck, and it ended up being warp tap, and that pretty much, it says choose a major psychic power. I know I'm talking gibberish because I haven't shown the minor and major psychic powers. You probably know if you've played regular, you know, Necromunda. Anyways, pretty much lets you take a major psychic power instead of, you know, whatever this minor psychic power you would have rolled would be. But as a penalty, since you're getting a more powerful psychic power, hypothetically, you get Perils of the Warp on 2, 11, or 12. So double 6s, double 1s, or whatever, you know, adds up to 11. So that's really increasing your chance for Perils of the Warp. So it's a much more dangerous psychic test than normal. I just thought that was pretty cool, interesting, very cool. Minor psychic power, warp tap. Gives you access to another major psychic power, but sorry, I'm dropping stuff, but you know, there's a risk to using it. So that was really cool. Anyways, this game, amazing, love it. That was this warband. I'm just gonna go over the rules for Inquisition styles. So we'll start with basic stuff. 100 throne geld to spend on your warband. You can may recruit up to 5 hired guns. Subversion rating and investigation rating I have not done my videos on yet, but or on how they work and interact with the game, but I'll do that later. And investigation rating 9 is pretty good. So starting skills and experience. The interrogator, who is the leader, starts with, 60 plus d6. You can have acolytes, which act as a kind of special ganger, or I guess your basic, ganger. Anyways, 30 plus d6. Disciples, kind of like a heavy, 60 plus d3. You can have assassins or scum, 20 plus d6. Tech adepts, you guys can see. I don't need to read this all out. Territory and income, they collect income as normal, and they start with 5 territories like everyone else. Pretty standard. So we'll go on to the special rules and stuff. Okay, special rules. So any warband can have all of their fighters be equipped with microbeads for 2 Two Throne Guild. That's pretty standard. A lot of the warbands have access to that special rule, but they are well equipped. Inquisition cells may purchase bionics and drugs from the bazaar at any time when purchasing items is normally allowed. They can also get the Crusader Shield, which is not a item that's available to everyone. I think they can take it, and the Arbites can take it. So 28 gold. It's a +1 save modifier from the front 90, your forward arc 90 degree, and you can use it as a melee weapon, strength 3, -1 save modifier. And it's useless against high impact weapons. So, and then Ordos. So you get to choose an Ordo, and you get to choose whether you are radical or Puritan. And this is just the first. This is Hereticus, so we'll go through that. But your Inquisition cell has to choose one of these Ordos and options, and then stick with it. They cannot change. So, Hereticus Radical can select any. They pretty much get a bigger selection. They can select, non-exotic, which exotic just means Xenos. So, non-Xenos, non-implant weaponry from the Bazaar. I'm getting tongue-tied. But, so yeah, pretty much they may select any non-Xenos, non-implant weapons from the Bazaar at the beginning on their creation, pretty much. So stuff outside of what they're normally able to take on their equipment list. Also, they are one of their models, non-recruit model, may take weaponsmith skill upon creation. The Warband increases its subversion rating by 2 and lowers its investigation rating by 1. So it becomes, I think 8, 7. 8 investigation rating, 7 subversion rating. So, this is the coolest part of their special rule. Due to the ease of access to unsanctioned psychers from the Ordo Hereticus, Radical Ordo Hereticus words may re-roll one of their weird powers during recruitment, but must accept the second roll. So anyways, any psychers you have in this warband, you roll for if there's a psychic power you didn't want, or one you want another chance to get one in a certain discipline. I guess you have to roll, but yeah, if there's psychic powers you're like, that's not going to help me, re-roll that. That's really powerful. Choose one. I've used that. Both of my Inquisitor Warbands have 2 psychers, and the Ordo Hereticus one really needed those re-rolls, re-rolling their psychic powers. It was good. So we'll go into Puritan. Warband is part of the Ordo Hereticus, blah 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 blah. Lowers its subversion rating by 2, but increases its investigation rating by 1. So it's going to be 10 investigation rating, 3, right? Is that, 3 subversion rating. Very interesting. The Warband may never hire any Xenos, Abhuman, or Mutant hired guns or members, including Psychers. Puritan Ordo Hereticus interrogators, acolytes, and priests and zealots, which are all different units you can take, have hatred of any mutant or weird, so that's helpful. You can recruit a bonus zealot or priest. I think that is the other bonus for them. So interesting stuff. Okay, we're into Ordo Malleus, and you can pretty much make 3 demon hosts. I don't think I'm going to go through all the rules, but you have 3 demon host templates at the beginning of your when you create your warband, but they're not part of your warband, and you have to summon them into a model in your warband. So you have to either have a captive or have a throwaway character that you're gonna try and get possessed by one of these demons. Summon one of these 3 demons into your model. It's pretty cool. I like the rules for it. I just don't feel like reading through all this. But in addition to that, you have a chance to, at the end of a game, bind the demon host, and then it becomes part of your warband. I believe it can then gain experience. I'm not sure, but either way, pretty cool rules for getting demon hosts, and it also increases its subversion and investigation rating by 1. So that's Ordo Malleus Radical. Ordo Malleus Puritan. So increases its investigation rating by 1, being investigation rating 10, subversion rating 5, and may never hire Xenos mutant hired guns, no psychers, but they're extremely well equipped and may add 3 to their search for rare items in the post-game sequence as opposed to 1. I don't know what the 1 is from normally, but they get +3 to their search for rare items. So you can get some of the good stuff. The members in this warband may re-roll any failed fear save. That doesn't make sense, but if you fail a fear test, you can re-roll it against demons, which is pretty cool too. I like that. So that's Ordo Malleus Puritan. All right, and finally we have Ordo Xenos Radical. Warband is part of blah 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 blah. The warband increases its subversion rating by 1. In addition to all normal equipment, all non-recruit members may purchase non-rare Xenos weaponry and any drugs from the bazaar at base cost upon creation. Pretty nice. You can grab some Xenos guns and hand-to-hand weapons. 1 acolyte may be selected from a Xenos species. Very cool. And the warband may select Xenos hired guns. Pretty cool. You can have a lot of alien stuff in your warband. And Xenos Puritan. So warband is part of, I don't know why I keep reading that. It increases its investigation rating by 1. Warband might never hire Xenos hired guns or members, so it sounds like they can have mutants though. It didn't say anything about no mutants. Ordo Xenos Puritan interrogators and acolytes are subject to hatred when fighting Xenos. In addition, they may purchase implant weaponry from the bazaar at any time. Okay, so they all have a little something. I feel like the Puritan ones are a little more boring, but I need to make a Puritan. Both of my warbands have been radical so far, so I'll look through and see what the most interesting pures in warband looks like. But I'm now going to go through what you can take in your warband, and I'll afterwards go over what these guys are in the warband and why I chose them. Yeah. So we'll start with our interrogator. You can look at the stats. I'm not going to read all this. You can see the species. They have access to, pretty much everything except heavy. They can also select a construct, a cyber familiar, or a servo skull. So you can choose one of those. You have to pay for it, obviously, and equip it with whatever you want. Special. It's got the leader special rule, obviously, and the interrogator may select 1 exotic weapon upon creation at normal cost. So, yeah, even if they're not exotic is like alien weapon. So, even if they're not a Xenos Inquisitor, sounds like interrogators can take anything. Obviously, these rules are limited by what Ordo you are come from. So, yeah, that's all for Inquisitor. The next most important one, or what you need to take, at least 2 acolytes have to be in your warband. And so you can see what you can take them as. They have up to basic weapons, no special stuff, but they can take all this, And acolytes are given a random roll for an upgrade, which is an advance, pretty much a free advance when you buy them. So that's pretty good. Just a free roll on the skill table. So next you can take disciples, which are your heavies. They have access to the heavies and special weapons. armor, gun sights, all that. Nothing special other than, you know, they get the stat bonus. And you can take some assassin scum. Now notice all these special are 40, which 40 makes sense for the heavy. The acolytes you're forced to take and they get a upgrade, but that's also 40. So these get pricey pretty fast. You gotta take your interrogator and at least 2 acolytes, and then what do you do from there? You've got all these other special options, but you're not gonna be able to fill these out. But sorry, we'll go to assassins and scum. You can see what they're allowed to take as them. No special weapons, but they have the assassins. If you can choose, you take either an assassin or a scum. Assassins automatically receive the sneak up skill upon creation. Scum automatically receive the gunfighter skill upon creation. So it's kind of cool. You can choose if you want some of those. You can have 1 tech adept. I have not included one of these in either of the warbands I've made yet. So, but you can see they get special weapons, armor, gun sights. They automatically receive a bionic upon creation. And I believe that is a free automatically receive. Yeah. Automatically receive 1 bionic upon. So that's pretty dope. Choose 1 bionic that you want. Tech adepts may select up to 2 constructs at a time. That's nice. Constructs can be really good. We'll look at those at some point. Okay, we're going on to the next page, but I just wanted to mention, like, look, they actually, whoever made this, I need to look at the name of whoever made this and say it, but they really made it look very professional with all the art spliced in and the way they formatted the rules and everything. Like, it is just really nice. So back to the page we were on. I just want to draw attention to that. They really put effort into making this look like cool and something you want to look at while you play or while you think about your warbands. Cleric Zealot. So you can take 1. It has to be a cleric or a zealot. You can't take, you know, 1 of each. One of the warbands, I can't remember which, lets you take 2. So that's good to know. They're also 40 points. And this is 40 points plus their 20, you know, usually the human base costs 20. So it's 20 is the base plus 40. Going to 60, that's for each of these guys. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Clerics and zealots may only select flame or melta weapons from the special list, so they have equipment to can take those from the special list upon creation. Clerics may re-roll 1 fear test per scenario. Zealots are subject to the rules for frenzy. That's pretty cool. I haven't taken one of these either yet. I wanted to, but I had to fit into acolytes and they're pricey. So. And then we go to something a little cheaper, finally. We go to our sages, 0 to 2 sages for 20. Human base cost is, you know, makes them 40. So anyways, yeah. Each sage adds 1 to the warband's investigation rating. So it's nice if you want to boost your chance to take the first turn, because investigation rating helps determine that. They don't get any weapon skill or, they just get a leadership bonus, and they're not allowed to take armor. I was trying to give my sage armor, and they don't take armor. So, or they don't have access to them at first. I'm not sure exactly how it works. So that's just something to know. And then we go to recruits. You can have as many as you want, or no, not as many as you want. May never make up more than 25% of the warband. That's pretty standard for Juve-like models. If there's ever more than 20, you can't hire if you have more than 25% as your warband. So that is all the options for characters you can take. And then I'm not going to go over all the weapons, but this is their starting equipment they're allowed to take. most of the warbands also say you can take whatever from the bazaar that's not already here. A lot of them will say that you can select from the bazaar. You know, I'll look at those later, but pretty much I just like to look at the special weapons, what they have access to. Pretty good stuff. They have Hellgun option, pretty nice. So, and a whole bunch of crazy, you know, all the great weapons, Thunderhammer, Force weapons. So pistols, they have some of the crazy pistols at the bottom. They're pretty well equipped. So has limitations, of course, on certain weapons. If they have the number next to them, that corresponds here. This is cool. A specific weapon for Ordo Malleus Interrogator only. It's a minor demonic weapon. User is, so the strength of the weapon is user +2, damage 1, and its attributes are parry, and it grants an additional attack. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, pretty cool. And of course, you have all your skills, like what you're allowed to take for whether you're a disciple or an interrogator, what skill trees you can choose from. So I think that's the last page. Yeah, we're back to the front cover. And of course, we're starting, you know, I've gone over all this already, but anyways, that's Inquisition cells. Super great. I love it.